Welcome back. If you are just watching, this is Daily Politics on Trust TV. Do well to follow the conversation across our social platforms on Facebook, Instagram, and watch us live on YouTube. And in this segment of the program, we put a spotlight on the reactions that trail the repeated claims by the Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi that he will spend only one term if given the chance in 2027, describing the covenant as sacrosanct. His claim is coming amid deepening suspicion that such a promise cannot be kept in Nigeria's current political arrangement. Of course, former special advisor to Peter Obi on public communications, Dr. Katch Onanuju, joins us live from Abuja. Doctor, welcome to the program. All right. Maybe before we delve into this, a word or two on the gesture by the president to the Tigress. Are you satisfied with that, or you have some reservations? $100,000 by each player, and then $50,000 for, the technical crew. Just a word or two, because Nigerians are really interested in sports.
It's a good thing to encourage our sportsmen. We have seen that the country doesn't have a good history of appreciating its heroes. I commend the president for this, but I also believe this same appreciation should be extended to retirees and those who also serve the country. Okay, if you now look at the trending story about the policeman, if a police officer serves this country for a long time, he should be well appreciated. And if a footballer brings glory to the country, appreciation should be shown. And even those who serve in politics, like Bukola Saraki, should be appreciated for being a Senate president. I say he has not yet been confirmed with the GCON. So we should eschew bitterness and try to appreciate Nigerians who deserve appreciation. I welcome what he has done, and I commend his efforts. And I recommend that more should be done to make more Nigerians to have a sense of belonging.
Thank you very much for that soundbite, especially where you said same gesture should be extended to the military operatives. We saw today protesting. The police last week who also protested. Doctors, nurses, they are all on the street. Looking for a better pay. We hope that the president will listen to this. Now back to politics. Don't you think Peter Obi is sounding like a victim to persuade Nigerians to give him opportunity with a promise to do just one term?
Well, those are words he has said. Mandela said that, Lincoln said that, and a lot of great presidents have said that. Well, everybody knows what they want to achieve. There are people who just want to be there for a length of time. There are those who just want to come once and do something. And they believe that what they want to do will change society and also maintain their legacy. So he has said that. It's left for the public to judge him and then be able to know if this is the kind of leader they can give the benefit of doubt. I think it's just between the public and him. And being a leader that the public seem to trust, I see nothing wrong with people believing that he will keep his word.
But Doctor, if my memory did not fail me, based on what we read, especially for Lincoln, Kennedy, and others, but of course, Mandela, some of us were just coming up then, they didn't make that promise ahead of getting demanded. And that was why when they said they would not seek for re-election, their people received that as a serious shock with nostalgia, believing that those leaders have performed and left for them. It's not even about first or second term. If needs be, they should just continue till God do them apart. Don't you think it's a gimmick on the side of Mr. Peter Obi to now maybe whip up sentiment in a way to say that just give me once, I will deliver, and then he is using these prominent personalities to persuade Nigerians?
Well, it is a function of trust. These prominent personalities think he is what Nigeria needs, and they have gotten him to make these promises pledged, and he has made them. I think it is left for us to hear him, and since he's a man of character, we should believe him. You are wrong to doubt him because other people also make similar promises, and some of them go on to keep those promises, some go on to break them. In this case, Peter is such a historical leader that I am inclined to believe him.
You served as his former special advisor on public communications. And don't you think, looking at what is happening now, the presidency is a bit getting farther away from him, looking at his relationship with his newfound bride, because he has not actually defected from Labour Party. Maybe he's playing the ostrich, I don't know, or he's sitting on the fence. Now that he is aligning with the ADC, do you foresee him making any headway using that platform?
I think you need to understand, which I believe you don't understand yet, is politics. A lot of groups have come up and they seek to work with him. So ADC is one of them. Of course, there are the Buhari fundamentalists led by Nasir El-Rufai. There is also the bulk of the leaders from the north who used to support Atiku in 2023. They now stayed back in PDP and they are speaking to Peter to come back to PDP. Because if you remember, this argument started internally in the PDP. When the PDP refused to zone, that was when I started my agitation. And then some people said I didn't have a candidate because I thought it was a wrong thing for anybody to say that after 8 years of the presidential pendulum being in the north, that it should not come to the south. As we were agitating for that inclusion in the PDP, Nigerians from the south in the APC were also doing the same thing. So the problem is historical. Since 1993, after Babangida's years in government, when Abiola won the election, a lot of elements from the political class in the north didn't want the presidency to go to the south. So we have come back to that particular argument, and that was why we left the PDP to start the youth movement. Specifically, I and Doyin Okukwe. Then we were able to headhunt Peter. After several no's, he later agreed for us, and that was how we had got a candidate. And then the rest is history. As the youth embraced us, built an organic organization, and we had to be the movement. So now that the PDP has agreed to now correct themselves by agreeing to zone to the south, and there are other influences in the north, like the group led by El-Rufai. They also agreed that the president should go to the south. The group of elder statesmen from the north in the PDP, with Jerry Garner, Babangida Aliyu, and all of them, they also agreed that the presidency goes to the south. But yes, there are a group of CPC faction inside the APC who now have floated this ADC group. Atiku has gone to join them. But you see, the preponderance of opinion across the north and across Nigeria is that the presidency should stay in the south till 2031. So I think Atiku's emotions do not tally with the national mood. So I believe it's also good that Peter Obi is speaking to him, speaking to all the other groups, because at the end of the day, the fundamental issue is to find a way to unite all of the opposition platforms. So yes, Atiku knew the PDP was going to zone to the south. That was why he left to now start this alliance, he said. But what I will tell you is, whether you speak in the PDP who have now agreed and zoned to the south, or you speak outside in what Atiku invited us to come and talk to him, which he called an alliance, the fundamental problem that forced the implosion and division in the opposition rank was the refusal of elements of the political class from the north to zone to the south. And they have seen that has damaged the opposition. The fact that the opposition are coming together, you've seen some movements from the presidency. A democracy cannot survive if it does not have a viral and active opposition. So I think what Atiku Abubakar and those who are with him did in 2023 was what damaged the opposition. And we have seen that we lose when the opposition is damaged as it is broken currently. And we can only win if we're able to come and bring it back together. So what I'm telling you is, whether it is the ADC, whether it is El-Rufai's group, whether it is the PDP, or Kwankwaso and Co. and the people he represents, the important thing is to rebuild the opposition. And to rebuild it, you need to go and do an autopsy and say, what is the problem? Why did the opposition implode? Because elements of the political class from the north refuse that the presidential pendulum hadn't been in the north for 8 years should now be allowed to swing to the south. And that's why. So now you've seen up to 75 to 80% of leaders in the north say it should come to the south. And it's a good thing to continue the engagement of talks with Atiku. I think with time he will see reason and will come on board, and then whoever it is that are working with him will now be able to negotiate power. They have enough time to negotiate power. And I think it's a good thing for the country's democracy if the opposition can be united. That's an important thing. So never mind the acrobatics by any group, whether it is ADC, whether it is PDP, whether it is El-Rufai's group, or whether it is any other group that exists out there. The most important thing is unification of the oppositions. Peter is too big, too large for any group of structure merchants to not think that they can capture this movement which we have built since 2022. Those who are coming to join and work with Peter should understand there were people who were there to build it. So they shouldn't just think their old game of I hold structure. No, it will not work. They should prepare their mind to coalesce with other members of the opposition platform.
Yes, let me
to unify the opposition
for
and move forward.
It appears you have so much confidence that Peter Obi is the man to beat. But then I think there must be a caveat here, considering that the party he is now tilting towards, which is ADC, I mean, that coalition, to a greater extent, was put together and pushed vigorously by Atiku. And from all indications...
That's why I'm telling you, that is why I am telling you now, that ADC is just a platform.
Okay.
It's a platform. It is, the ADC is a prospect. And I'm telling you that at the end of the day, the ADC will have to understand they must merge with the PDP, merge with the influences being driven by Mr. El-Rufai, and then the other ones that remain. So don't talk about the ADC, please. For me, the ADC is a staging ground for angry members of the CPC who have left APC to come and join the ADC as a staging ground. It is not going to be the final party, no. When we decide on platform, Nigerians will know.
You don't left any option behind when it comes to political permutation. Now, in the event ADC option did not work for Peter Obi, and then he now maybe moved toward the PDP, with the likes of, Wike and others, do you think he will make any headway there? Because Wike, who is the arrowhead of PDP, even today, he has given condition as to what must happen for NEC to hold. So you can see he is in control of the PDP. Don't you think it's actually another no-go area for your Mr. Man Friday?
I think Wike's anger was a reaction to Atiku Abubakar's behavior. And Wike is happy that Atiku has left the party. I know, like every animal, every fish, when you want to eat it, there is always something you remove from the body before it can be eaten. So I don't see a problem with Wike. Wike will be resolved. Wike's anger was Atiku. Wike believed that the party belonged to all of us, Nigerians, And the idea of Atiku and some other people using some protocols and acrobatics to now pin the party down so that they cannot serve the purposes of people from the South. That was why Wike did what he did. Now that Atiku is done, he's loosened up. And once after the party's convention, the governors will set purpose towards fixing the party.
Okay, I have this question, and I hope you answer it in less than 2 minutes because we are approaching the end of the program. In the event, Peter Obi emerges the candidate, irrespective of whatever platform. Don't you think he will repeat the good luck Abel Jonathan's covenant, who promised that if he got it, he would not, in 2011, that he will not contest again. But by the time he got it in 2015, he insisted that he will vie for that office.
I think it would be good that you leave the television house and go and become part of the political class. Let the political class gauge what they hear. Let them judge. It is not proper for me and you to start doubting a man who has given his word to his partners. Allow his partners to gauge and do the judgment for themselves. It is not proper for you here to be thinking anything he says is not true. Don't behave like Soludo. Do your work. Let him do his own. Don't try to jump into where nobody tells you. The people who will gauge, who will interrogate, who will analyze what Peter Obi has said are members of the political class that he is speaking to. So far, they seem to believe him because he's a man of his words. So it's not for you or me to judge or Soludo to judge. It is members of the political class who know they need him and they also know that he needs them.
Okay, do you have any answer to Professor Charles Soludo, who said anybody who said he's going for one time requires psychiatric evaluation? And then lately, Keamo, the Minister of Aviation, also said by 2027, tribe, religion, and all that, there will not be a factor.
I can tell you very much, these people are people who are not doing their work as assigned by the status mandate. They are living it and ought to be interested in Peter Obi's message to the population. I can tell you there is a reason why all of them are suddenly uncomfortable with Peter Obi's message. Well, it is left for the people to judge. It's not for me and you. The people who listen to this are the public, and the public, whatever they say, whatever they judge, whatever they see, I'm sure they will know how to evaluate. It is not for me and you. It's not for Keyamu. It's not for Soludo. The population, the Nigerian people, and the political class to whom he's talking to are the best people in the best position to judge what he says to them. Not for people like Soludo who should be campaigning to be governor and then no. He wants to campaign to be governor and campaign about the presidency. That just tells you the man is confused. He is so engrossed with everything Peter Obi. I don't understand. But I think it is an issue of peer pressure because what's the president in the university in Osaka is about 2 years, 3 years, that's it. And he was their senior. But that means they are age grades, so they're age mates within the same age bracket. So it's an issue of peer pressure, peer jealousy, and that I don't think we should be worrying ourselves about those things. Let the voting population to whom the candidate speaks to be the judge of what the candidate says. And if they support him, they will go out and show in their behavior, which may you call voting.
All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Katch Onanuju, former special advisor to Peter Obi on public communications, for your informed perspective on this delicate matter. We hope to have you some other time. Bye-bye for now. And
thank you very much for having
me. We
had
had Dr. Suleiman Shuaibu Shinkafi, who spoke on the raging insecurity in Zamfara State and the Northwest in general. And that's a wrap on today's package. Join us tomorrow for another interesting edition of Daily Politics. I'm Hamza Idris. Bye-bye for now.